Fun fact, I already tried to film this video and everything went horribly. So now I'm here restarting everything that I did when I was nearly almost done with the video. So I'm in a really good mood. But today I'm going to show you my everyday makeup routine and kind of how I perfected my base, because I did. And hopefully I don't mess it up again. This can be a little much for everyday makeup routine. I don't think it is, but some people can think it is. The first thing I do, and the most important step, is skin prep. I already did my skincare routine this morning, so this is just kind of a refresh, and also how I prime my skin because I don't like using primer. So the first thing I go in with is the Glow Recipe and Niacinamide Dewdrops. When this initially blew up on TikTok and everyone was using it, especially under makeup, I thought it was just hype, you know, and everyone was just dick riding it for no reason. But there's definitely a reason. This makes such a nice, beautiful base for your makeup to sit on. And when it kind of dries and soaks into your skin, it gets kind of sticky and it makes a really nice, grippy base for your makeup to sit on. Primer cannot replace skin prep. Skin prep can replace primer, but primer cannot replace skin prep. The next thing I use for skin prep is the Weleda Skin Food. I found this on TikTok. I got it on a whim because I was having really bad breakouts and dry patches, so I needed something extra nourishing, and this fixed it all. And it actually is healing my eczema that's above my lip, which is insane because I've used so much eczema lotion and they don't do shit, but this literally fixes it like in like 3 days. So I take this, I take like a little pea size amount, and I put it under my eyes. You want to make sure this is patted in well. Basically, it's like you want to make sure it's in your skin because you don't want it to mix with your concealer. I already put some skin food above my lip, which is where the eczema is, but I'm gonna put a little bit more because she came back. I didn't use the skin food for 1 day because I left it at my house when I went to my boyfriend's house and I slept over, and she just came right back. My eyes are already watering. Basically, the goal for skin prep is you want your skin to look wet before actually doing anything. That's how you know it's gonna look good, okay? So the first thing I do is my eyes because I do have watery eyes and it is so annoying to deal with. So to prevent my base from getting messed up, I do my eyes first and then I will do my base after that. So while my skin is absorbing all the skin prep I put on it, I'm gonna start my eyes. I'm gonna go in with this makeup pencil, this eye/lip pencil. I think I got it on Temu on a whim, but it's not bad, and it says it has aloe vera and vitamin E. I think it's pretty good. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna just line my top waterline. I'm not actually gonna put it in my waterline, I'm just kind of gonna put it as close to the waterline as possible. It's okay if it's a little messy because we're gonna smoke it out anyway. Then I take my finger and just rub it along the eyeshadow to create kind of a smoky eye effect. I smoke it out with my finger, kind of bring it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna use my black eyeshadow. I have this palette from Changeable Fantasy on Amazon. It's like an $8 palette. Don't mind all the loose powder on it. This is the Neutralist palette, so I'm gonna take just the black right here, and then I'm gonna go over my actual waterline to darken it up a little bit. Oh my god, I just poked the shit out of my eye. And then when I get to the end, I'm gonna create, ow, oh my god. This is why we do our eyes first and our base second, okay? Because this literally happens every single time I do my makeup. As I was saying, when I get to the edge, I create a little wing, but I'm not going like up or out. I'm just following my eye line, basically. So you see how my line goes like this, and then it goes down a little bit? I'm gonna follow that line so it creates kind of a natural wing. Kind of like that. Clean it up a little bit with a random t-shirt. I'm gonna take this darker brown, like cool tone brown, I guess. So I go from the midpoint of my eye, so basically the highest point of your eye, and then you kind of just go out. Okay, this is not what I wanted it to look like, but I don't have the time to really fix it, so we're just gonna roll with it. This actually is kind of cute. It looks better in real life. We're not gonna talk about my lace in this video, okay? So if you have a comment about the lace, keep it to yourself. I know it's bad. I'm gonna take a little bit of this brown color. It's a warmer toned brown, and I'm gonna put that over my lid. I'm not gonna bring it up here though. I'm only gonna keep it on my actual lid, and I'm not trying to make it like too obvious that there is eyeshadow on my eyes. It's just for a little color, you know. Let me bring out this wing a little bit. Does anyone else steal these little things from Sephora? Because I know they have an unlimited supply of these, so I really don't care. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of my gel pencil and go over my top waterline again just to darken it up a little bit. Now I can actually start our base. So for foundation, I like to use the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Plus Smooth foundation. It's such a nice foundation. I remember I stopped using it because I got the Fenty Beauty skin tint. I was like, oh my god, this Fenty Beauty skin tint is beautiful. Which it is. It is beautiful, but sometimes you just need a little bit more coverage. And I use this. And the shade match, insane. So I don't ever put anything over, like directly under my skin. I always put it on the back of my hand, which is why you see a bunch of makeup all over my hand and arm. Because first of all, it warms up the product, so it's not so freaking stiff on your face, and then you have more control and you can be more precise with how much you're putting on, so you don't have to worry about putting too much on, and you can slowly build it up as well. Okay, I swear doing makeup is such a trust the process because I look like a raccoon right now. I look crazy. Now it's time for concealer. This is my all-time favorite concealer. The first time I used this concealer, it didn't crease at all. I haven't been able to keep it from doing that recently. I'm gonna figure it out, but it is my goal, it is my mission, and it is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I kept hearing from a TikToker I follow named Daus Mendoza that this is the best concealer ever, and he's right. This is the shade Vanilla, so I'm gonna just put it here, and then I'm gonna put it on my chin because I do have a darker shadow here. Just around my mouth, it's pretty dark for some reason, so I like to blend out these first, but under my eyes I keep it like on for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, I kind of put too much concealer on, so we're gonna put some more foundation over that. My base always looks so weird when I don't have my lips done because I look so pale. Like having your lips done, like lip liner, lip filler, lip gloss, whatever, it makes such a big difference because I look so white right now, and it's only because of my lips. While my concealer is setting in, I'm gonna go in with this mini little Benefit Gimme Brow. It is so cute. Is it gonna focus? This is the front camera, so I doubt it's gonna focus, but I got this as a sample when I ordered the concealer, and it actually is really good. And it's so cute. I don't think I'd buy the actual full-size one, but it is nice. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit and kind of fill in the gaps. I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl Brow Bestie. It's double-sided. It has a spoolie on one end and an actual eyebrow pencil on the other. And I use it to create more fake hairs in the front, kind of clean it up, get a little bit sharper because I don't like super sharp eyebrows. I don't think I look good with them, so I like to keep it more natural looking. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, so now I'm gonna blend out my concealer. I actually like to use a dry beauty blender. I think it kind of creates a really nice finish, and it doesn't make it as patchy as it could be if there is moisture in it. So I'm just gonna blend it out as normal. It's kind of like using a dry brush because some people do that a lot, but it's just a dry beauty blender. When I first used this concealer, you kind of have to trust the process because at first it looks kind of shitty, and then you blend it out more and set it. Once you set it, it looks flawless. I'm gonna try and blend this around my nose just to naturally see how much that snatched my nose. I'm gonna go in with the rest of my cream products. The first thing is the Fenty Beauty Matte Stick in the shade Truffle. And I take this is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. It's pretty much just a dense brush. Then I pick it up off my skin and contour. But I'm not gonna go into detail about how I contour my face because it is different for everyone. You have to just do what is good for your face and what suits your face and the aesthetic you're going for. I'm not here to teach you that. You can go watch an actual makeup artist teach you the basics. Or you can do what I did and you can just experiment and just play around with different things and try out different things, see if it works. And you have to just play around with what you want and what you're going for and try to figure out it suits you and what you're trying to accomplish by doing makeup. You know what I'm saying? It took me 3 years to actually figure out a routine that works for me and I like. If you're just starting out your makeup journey, it's gonna be a long one to get it perfect if that's what you want. You don't need luxury makeup products. Like, you don't need to go to Sephora and buy everything from Sephora. You can go to Walgreens, CVS, Walmart. There's great makeup there. Most of the makeup products I use are drugstore. But it is nice to treat yourself to, like I said, a luxury product, but it's absolutely not necessary, and you can make amazing, beautiful looks with everything from a drugstore. I like to blend out my nose contour with my finger. I just think it looks more natural that way. Holy shit, my nose is snatched. Oh my god. Okay, now it's time for cream blush. I like to use the Milani Cheek Kiss. It is completely broken, but it's the Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Nude Kiss. And I take a little kind of dense brush like this, just pat it in there, wipe off the excess on my arm apparently, and then I do like a lifted look, so I keep it more on my cheekbone than down here, especially because of my bone structure. And because it's cream, I like to keep it more about right here, like where my cheekbone starts, that's where it's gonna stop. And then when I go to use the powder blush, that's when I will diffuse it into my face, into the center of my face. Gently pat it into the skin. You can always add, but you cannot take away. Just remember that when you're doing your makeup. So don't go in with too much, especially if you're a beginner. If you're a pro and you know what you're doing, then don't fucking listen to me. This is not the ideal brush you want to use for blush. Like, you want to use this type of brush, but I use this for contour, so we just gotta work with what we got, you know? I don't like spending money on makeup tools for some reason. Like the people that spend over $30 on a brush, it's like I can't do that. Like, my body physically will not let me do that. So now it's time to set the face. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Photofocus Translucent Powder. I do sometimes use the Maybelline Fit Me. I got powder everywhere. But sometimes I do use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade medium. But if you want to, I do want to go for kind of a brighter look, so I usually use the Wet n Wild Translucent Powder. We have to prep, okay? Because this is a kind of a quick little routine. You need to be ready, because the second you finish blending out those creases under the concealer, you have to set it. So I'm gonna pat out some of the powder that's already in here. So now you're gonna blend out the concealer and make sure there's no creases, because the way you set your concealer is the way it's gonna sit for the whole day. Because once you put that powder on, there is no going back. I'm gonna make sure I really have all those creases blended out. My phone is on 20%, which is just fantastic. Then you're gonna take your powder puff that should be loaded. I'm gonna even out the distribution by just putting it in my palm. And then we're just gonna pat it into the skin. You see, look at this side. Where's this side? This powder gives you like such an airbrush look. It's honestly crazy. I missed a whole fun fact. I'm actually going to Cali in 2 weeks. I also turned 19 in 10 days. Pretty fun. I'm excited to have like an actual fun birthday. Not that I've never had one before, it's just like having an actual group of people to celebrate with is pretty nice. This is the part where I normally would use setting spray, but my setting spray is completely empty. So I'm just gonna show you what I normally use. It's the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. There is some left, but it's such a small amount that when it comes out and sprays, it just puts like full droplets on my face, and takes off some of my makeup. And we're not gonna let that happen today. To go over the contour, I'm gonna use the Hoola by Benefit bronzer. I just kind of use it to bring color back to my face. Also, this was not mine. This used to be my mom's, but she let me go through her makeup one day and I took it because it's pretty nice. I just use it to darken up certain areas. Basically, I just go over my contour with it. Then, no, my blush cracked. Oh my god, this just happened. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go over the blush now with powder blush. This is the Wet n Wild blush and the shade Bed of Roses. I just tap in it, even though it's completely shattered now. And then we're just going to lightly dust over where we put the cream and then bring it even lighter, bring it into the center of my face. You know, you want a nice diffusal. And then I'm gonna circle just literally with the lightest hand. I'm just gonna circle over the bronzer to create a nice diffusion and there's not like too harsh lines. You want to have a very light hand with this because it's very easy to mess it up. Now we're going to continue with my eyes so that the base is pretty much done. I'm going to take this e.l.f. retractable gel eyeliner and tightline my waterline. Wow, there's life back in my face now that I've tightlined my eye. Then I'm going to create a little inner corner. I'm not going to go too deep into it. Not going to make it too obvious, but I just want a little something. I like that. Like, it's very, very small. I had to look at myself in natural lighting to make sure everything's good. Now we're gonna do some mascara. This is a random eyelash curler. I don't even know what brand this is from. I probably picked it up at the drugstore. And then I take the Essence Lash Princess. This is the False Lash Effect mascara. Let's go ahead and put a sheet on. I used to be a false lash girly, but I've recently started trying to grow my lashes out. And I've also recently started to hate how I look with false lashes. And I've been using the e.l.f. Enhancing Lash and Brow Serum, and it works. I fully did not expect it to work. I don't expect like lash serums to work ever, but it works. My lashes have actually grown out a lot. I know it probably doesn't look like it. Like, you literally can't see them on camera. But after being cursed with Asian lashes, it is a blessing. For nose highlight, I like to use the NYX Jumbo eye pencil. I remember this was really popular on TikTok in like 2020 because all the like e-girls were using it for inner corner highlight and nose highlight. And then I'm gonna put it under my brow to kind of enhance my like brow bone a little bit, so it'll bring my brows forward and it'll make my eyes look more sunken in, just sitting back, because I have protruding eyes, so this kind of helps push them back, you know what I'm saying? Now it's time for the piece of resistance. The lips. Yeah, my eyes are creasing. I don't know how he made it not crease that one day. I'm so confused. I don't know what I did. I think I did film it, but I think I deleted the video and I don't know what I did. So for lips, I like to use the NYX lip pencil in the shade Espresso. I overline right here in the middle and then I bring it down just a little bit, and once you're kind of at the halfway point, that's what I'll follow with my actual lip line. This needs to be sharpened. And I like to fill in the sides a little bit. Do you see how much better my makeup was looking just by doing my lips? Oh my god. And I can't just leave the center open. And then I go in with the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Rocky Road and pick off the dead skin that, again, I didn't pick off earlier. Wow, my makeup looks so much better just by doing my lips. That crazy. Let me touch up the corners of my lips because they are not standing out. I can't lose. The thing with me is I do have pronounced smile lines just as is, so when I put makeup on, it creases very easily. So we're just gonna touch that up a little bit. So I'm just gonna blend them out just gently. We were done. Oh my god, my lace, please ignore it. I gave myself face framing, which is I literally just took a triangle section, cut straight across, and yeah, there's the face framing. I kind of like the sharp edges, like the sharp ends, because it looks bad on purpose, and I kind of like that. Anyways, here is the finished look. It's not as much of a slay as it was that one day. I'm still trying to figure out how to recreate that look because I don't know if I ever will be able to. but it was incredible. I've never looked that good in my life. But yeah, this is basically what I do every day. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learn something. All the products that I used in this video will be in the description, so don't worry. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.